Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another episode of Shots of Serenity podcast. My name is Jasmine St. John, and this is a beautiful space to land where we like to explore ways to welcome peace and love into our lives through mindfulness, soul care, and self-exploration. Happy Friday. Happy February. Happy Black History Month. Happy month of love, all of the things. How are you feeling? How's February been treating you so far? If this is your first time listening, we love to start each episode off by asking, how are you genuinely doing? Really being honest with ourselves, going beyond the I'm okay, I'm good, I'm chilling, but really checking in to see what's up. If I had to answer in real time, I feel slightly annoyed because I just feel like I can't get this camera set and stuff together. But then the grounded version of me understands that I did not go to school for production. And that is trial and error. And I'm grateful to have a partner that I can have two heads together as opposed to one. However, okay, why can't we just click one button and bibbidi bobbidi bo? Why not? Anywho, we are here now. And yeah, I'm also a little low energy. We're just, keeping it honest with each other. So anywho, the reason for this episode, if you have been with me since the beginning, I feel like this is almost annual. I try to at least have a conversation about love or something dedicated to the vibes of Black history. And so I think before we've had like a panel where like me and Jess were talking, my uncle and aunt were talking. I had a friend at the time who was on that panel as well. And that's so crazy because my aunt and uncle have a whole baby now. And he's 4. So it was definitely like within the first year. There was a year where we highlighted Black-owned businesses, and that was really fun. During that series, I was able to talk to a college friend, and she really highlighted maybe you should start looking at this like a business. And I feel like I remember that episode because I don't know why I felt so, seen. It really hit in that moment for some reason. And ever since then, I've kind of just been like, okay, well, maybe this is a business. I may not be selling anything, but maybe this is a business. So one way or another, we're having conversations about love, how beautiful it is to be Black, and all the different things. And so today, I really want to highlight the fact that you are so worth and very much so worthy of love, as well as talk about 4 ways that I've learned to love myself, and I'm learning to love myself. So one of the things I want to talk about is there is such a difference between self-love, self-esteem, self-care, and confidence. They're all different. And I feel like this was really highlighted for me as I noticed adding it into some of my clients' treatment plans. And the biggest thing is the difference between self-esteem and confidence. And I don't know, they always seem like synonyms for me. Something that I've learned is that self-esteem is more so internal, where you find your esteem, what fuels your confidence, whereas confidence is external, how that esteem is manifested. For example, if I find my self-esteem in dressing up and getting all dolled up, that's what makes me feel confident. But when I'm looking like a bum, my self-esteem may be a little bit lower because that's what I measure my esteem from. Whereas maybe if I measure my esteem from just knowing that I am worthy, knowing that I am more than good enough, knowing that I'm meant to be here, that even in moments where it feels a little scary, where things feel stressful and it feels like a learning curve, that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm choosing to show up, I'm choosing to love myself. And so I wanted to talk about that, right? We've also talked about self-care, different forms of self-care. There's that external self-care for some people that looks like mani-pedis, getting your hair done, all the things, which is fine and understood. But self-care could also be saying no. Self-care could be boundaries. Self-care can be being mindful of the energy that you connect with and stewarding it well. And so, yeah, I really just wanted to highlight that before we kind of get started. So sometimes it can be difficult feeling like you're worthy of love, right? I've definitely been there, and I feel comfortable assuming that we've all been there at some point in our life, especially if you've never seen love displayed in a healthy way, like at home or within your community, or if you found your esteem in unhealthy places. I think understanding that you are worthy of love can also be a little difficult when maybe the people whose job it was to show you love and to love on you unconditionally didn't hold space for you in that way. So I want to affirm you that you are worth being loved on, that every fiber of your being is beautiful, okay? The things that you consider as strengths and challenges are worth being held with care. And something that used to come up for me sometimes, or even just a little bit less now, like if I am not on my stuff. So for example, today, like if I don't show up happy and pappy and talking very fast and like all the things, then maybe I'm not doing it enough. But we talk so much about being honest, right? Literally the beginning of each episode has a check-in with how you're genuinely doing. And I often say to open the space to go beyond, I'm cool, I'm good, I'm chilling. And so how fake would it be for me to just kind of like put on this face? I don't do well with that anyways. I can compartmentalize and do my job and responsibilities when need to. But this is such a like intimate space where you're hearing my voice, you're seeing me. And so energy just doesn't lie. So no need for me to come on here and put on the front, right? I believe that I've always loved myself. However, I've had seasons where that was not displayed maybe externally, nor did it actually feel true internally. And so as mentioned, I wanted to share like 4 ways I've been learning to love myself. Again, I am not perfect at this. Every day is a new day, even just in real time, letting myself know that I don't have to show up here perfectly. I know how I'm feeling right now. However, I'm committed to recording this episode, and so we're gonna get it done. So the first way, if you know me, I feel like you know this is going to be the answer. It's either awareness or self-exploration. And today is self-exploration. So instead of me looking for my identities in ways that other people saw me, I wanted to get to know me for me. Like beyond the projection, beyond like, oh, Jasmine, I think you're this, or I think you're that. Let me see. Let me test that theory. And honestly, that looked like sitting with myself. That looked like being okay when I don't feel like I'm my best, but not feeling like I have to perform. That also looks like being very graceful with myself when I am not being perfect, and remembering that perfect is an illusion, and that if I'm showing up and if I am working towards progression, I'm okay with that. The second one may be a little controversial, but I've been blessed to be able to witness love reflected back onto me. And I think that has also helped me learn to love myself more. High key, I've only been in one relationship, but we're not delusional all the time. In my mind, I've only been in one relationship because the rest were just like wasting everyone's time involved. But the truth is, there's been other relationships before. And even in like relationships with like different family and friends, like my current relationship, goodness forbid it does not last until, although we go to the, okay, anyways, if it doesn't last until the end of the road, I am so blessed that I got to experience this human and to grow with this human. And what I mean by it taught me how to love myself is the ways that maybe I would have impulsively wanted to respond when we first got together, so 7-year-old version of me, I was able to see that, okay, that may be emotional, that may be projecting, that may not be the highest version of myself responding. And it gave me an opportunity to, again, the first one, explore, dig a little bit deeper in that. Thankfully, I feel and have felt so genuinely loved by my person that it allowed me to really understand how like abundant love is. And the only other relationship that I felt that way is the relationship with God. And it's different when it's not in a physical form, right? And if we're being honest, like both of those relationships have showed me how to be graceful with myself, that I don't have to earn someone's love. My love is not reflective. My love is not reflective of how much I do for that person or how nice that person is being towards me. And those were things that I used to quantify as, oh, I'm lovable, I'm this, I'm that. I've learned that me being loved does not have to look like how many people are around me or how many yes men are in my corner. I've been held accountable for ways that maybe I can do better, or for things that I said that I'll do for myself. And thankfully in this season as well, like it doesn't look as intimate and as close as my relationship with my partner, but even in just different relationships and how those people choose to love me allows me to see, again, just different forms of love. And innately, it makes me look at myself like, okay, well, girl, do you make yourself feel all giggly and gooey inside? Do you love yourself enough to be graceful when you're frustrated with yourself and return back respectfully? Are you conscious of the way that you're talking to yourself even when you're frustrated and upset? And so, again, I started off with saying this may be a little controversial because I'm not saying that you need a partnership to find love within yourself, but that's one of the things that has helped me. So, yeah. The third one is I built trust with myself, and I learned how to stay true to the commitments that I made for myself. And for me, I don't know if it's a Taurus in me, I think everyone deserves or would love to feel trusted by someone. But it's different when you don't let yourself down. What I mean by that is if I say that I am going to be graceful with myself with this recording and I am tested with the lighting and the settings, I can feel my feelings. I can give a little eye roll, whatever the case may be, and I can choose to not give up. Okay, even when I want to say, let's just go back to audio. that was easy peasy. That was easy. That's all I can say about it. But if we're thinking about it, it was a learning curve too. Like I remember being conscious of when the AC is on and not being in such a very, very empty room, and being mindful of like the settings in the apps that I'm using. And so even if it's me continuing a fast or a detox, of course, again, I'm listening to my body, but if I've committed to do said thing, allow myself to do so. If I say I'm going to take care of myself in this way, and of course not being perfect at it, but at least building that trust, that muscle with myself that like, I got you. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I think that's important because we get so frustrated when other people have these false promises or these like unfulfilled promises. Like, you said you'll be here for me. You said you'll do X, Y, and Z. And don't get me wrong, as it relates to relationships, like, yeah, keep your end of the bargain. But I've learned how to love myself by building that trust within myself. and keeping it real with myself and the commitments that I've made. Last but not least, another way that I've learned, or I'm learning to love myself, is to stop ignoring my needs. My basic needs, my emotional needs, my physical needs. And so even something as simple as, if I have to pee, stop holding it. Go to that bathroom. Don't wiggle until you get done with said thing. No, if there's a bathroom available, a clean one, go use the bathroom. In the morning, if I am thirsty, drink some water before you drink that sparkling whatever, okay? Physically, if I am aching, if I'm feeling stiff, like stretch, give yourself a massage. If you have the finances, go book a massage. Emotionally, and this is something that I've been really allowing myself to do. If I'm frustrated or feeling sad, being okay with that, because it was frustrating and it made me feel sad. And so if I'm gonna cry it out, allowing myself to cry it out and not be punitive to myself about the fact that I am crying right now. But just showing up for myself, meeting myself when I have needs, when there's things that I need to cater to, when I need to be softer to myself in a certain way, showing up for myself in that way. So these are things that work for me. I invite you to ask yourself, what does love mean to me? And how can I gift myself that kind of love as often as possible? One of the things love looks and feels like for me is honesty, is perspective, partnership. And so when I ask and require that out of the people that say they love me and I love them back, I want to make sure that I'm asking myself that as well. Are you being in partnership with yourself? Are you self-sabotaging? That's not partnership. Are you being loyal to yourself? As mentioned, are you doing the things that you said that you would do for yourself? Are you meeting the needs that your mind, your body, and your spirit are so loudly expressing that they need from you? I would love for you to, one, see if any of these ways or practices resonates with you. Take it, modify it, adjust it, do what you will, take what you need, leave what you don't. But most importantly, what does that look like for yourself in this season? Alrighty, loves, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that February is very kind and loving to you and black as fuck. Bye.